Menaka Doshi has been catching some of the biggest voices from the world of business. Let's cut across to Sajjan Jindal, the Chairman MD of JSW.
What's going on in the world?
No, I agree with you. India cannot be isolated. India is part of this global village, and whatever happens in the world, it has its bearings on India.
Right.
But given that India is suffering because given that the commodity prices are all-time low or they are, headed further low, so India is suffering. But the fact that India needs to grow, India will be growing coming in the years. So India has great opportunity, great potential, and it's a great time for India to really set up and build the infrastructure, take advantage of this low-cost regime in the world, and really push forward the agenda of growth.
So your bullishness has not waned in any fashion, right? Okay, let me talk about steel. I think that's been the toughest business so far. Just yesterday, we were talking with TV Narendran of Tata Steel, and he's indicated that he's thought that he saw prices stabilize a little bit. At least the decline in prices seems to have stemmed. And he said that it did look like domestic demand was picking up. They did about 10% more growth in December. So I want to know whether you concur with that view. Do you have a different view? Are things looking like they're stabilizing, or do you believe that there's a lot more to go in terms of the fall in prices?
So, we have to go a little bit back. China was growing very rapidly, and since 2000, they were building 100 million tons of new steel capacity every year. So what that did is that created huge overcapacity in China. And with China slowing down, like last year, they degrew 3.5% in steel production, steel consumption. So their exports really picked up in a big time, and then which killed the whole steel industry globally. Now China has made so much losses that they have realized that in their steel industry that they can't sustain like this forever. So they have started to sit back and think about it, and now they are reworking their plans, and the prices have started moving up a bit. I guess over the last 15 days, about 7-8% prices have gone up in steel, which is not bad.
So,
So, but still these prices are very, very low, and unless we in India do something about, stemming this imports from China, Japan, Korea, the steel industry in India will die. And that will have a huge long-term impact on Indian steel industry.
Yeah, of course. And I want that was my next question. The government did put in place the safeguard duty. Unfortunately, prices fell so rapidly at that time that the duty was proven to be ineffective. What more do you need the government to do right now to allow for the Indian steel industry to remain competitive?
So what we are telling the government that you work out our cost of production, Indian steel industry's cost of production, which is very simple, can be done by a few technical people sitting together. And then at least give us that kind of pricing protection.
So what does that averagely work out to?
About $420 per ton.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. And
we're quite far away from that right now.
Yeah, today the imports is about $300. So we are quite far, about 30% away. So
that means not a 20% safeguard duty is really actually entirely ineffective. You need a substantially higher duty in that sense.
That's correct. And the problem with safeguard duty is that there is a lot of circumvention that is happening. So safeguard duty can be put on a particular product, and what happens that the market, the consumers, they would then circumvent it by adding some boron and call it an alloy steel or an API steel, and then they will circumvent it, and then it's a long process to go back to the government to get that included. So therefore we are telling the government that while you do the safeguard, 20% safeguard is good enough. But on that product. But then people circumvent it, so therefore they nullify the whole purpose of this 20% safeguard duty. So therefore we are saying that put minimum import price, that below this import we will not be allowed.
And that minimum price needs to work out to about $400.
$400 to $450 somewhere, depending on what product.
Do you have an answer from the government on when this may or may not happen?
So there is a lot of positive traction in the government. I had a talk with Finance Minister here in Davos as well, and he said it should happen. We are sympathetic towards the steel industry. We want this industry to grow because this is one of the basic industries in the country. So therefore,
it's a matter of time. Okay, maybe between now and the budget?
Yeah, keeping our fingers crossed. Yeah, should be earlier. Budget is still far away.
You said that you were keen on continuing with your counter-cyclical investments in steel. Now there are several distressed plants up for sale. Which ones are you buying? What's on your list?
So given this situation with steel industry, at the moment we are also feeling a little uncomfortable in acquiring any more assets or raising the debt level in our balance sheet.
Okay.
So we would, in fact, internally we have decided to first consolidate our balance sheet, deleverage ourselves over the next couple of years, and then look for any more consolidation.
So no acquisitions right now, at least for the next year or two, till things stabilize in steel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
But what about power acquisitions? Last year in Davos, almost on this very same spot, you told me that you were looking to enhance capacity from 4,500 megawatts, that was the level last year, to 10,000 megawatts. And of that additional amount, you were going to acquire about 4,000 megawatts. Now, you have been on an acquisition spree of sorts, but not all your deals have closed. So where are you in this process?
So to close the deal, it takes time. So since last year, we have closed the hydro, 1,300 megawatts of hydro, which we took over from JP.
No, not Bina, the other two.
And Baspa. So
the other two,
1,300 megawatts.
But that was done the previous year, actually.
Yeah, but it got consummated 6 months ago in September 2015. We closed it. Now we are working on 2 more projects of another 1,500 megawatts.
That is Monet Ispat?
Monet Power and Bina.
Monet Power, sorry.
And Bina. So I don't know whether it's public, but anyway, I've disclosed
Well,
that.
I think it's now fairly well known that you're in the middle of this, right?
So that we are hoping that over the next 6 to 8 months.
But all this we know about. What is the next thing you're going to buy?
So next thing is now, if you see in Davos now, everybody is talking about renewable power and, going in this
Wind
side.
and solar.
Wind, solar, and maybe some newer technologies. So now we are also working on that, so how to go for some new technology power and whether. So we are actually, that made me thinking whether we should really look at coal-based power plant anymore, or should we look at new technology and go for renewables.
Okay.
So I think that's the way we would be going in the future.
Okay, lovely. Now tell me, how have you sort of in your head worked out some sort of plan on how you will approach the renewable sector on your own, in joint venture?
No, so it's a very new thought, and we are already discussing internally how we should go, and over the next few months we will be really working our strategy out, that how we should build our capacity in renewables.
Any idea of how much of your total power capacity you would like to be in renewable power?
So idea was that we should have about 50% in thermal, 25% in hydro, and 25% in renewable.
Okay.
That would be broadly the mix.
And are you looking at organic or setting up renewable power plants or renewable energy plants? Or
Mostly we would be setting it up.
Not
Because the newer technologies are now going in for more and more higher and higher PLFs. So therefore, I think we will be going in for new investments, new builds.
Okay. The other area where you were looking for acquisitions, to justify my introduction as the deal man of India, I was told that you were looking to invest about 4,000 crore rupees to double both your port and cement capacity. So port to 62 million tons, cement to 17 million tons. Are you in the market to buy? Are you in the market to build?
So no. So the port capacity, we are doing our brownfield expansion, organic, brown and greenfield. And cement to 17 million tons is organic. We are building capacity, and we are.
But you're looking for cement acquisitions.
And we are open to that. We are open to looking at if you want to grow faster. There is a lot of capacity out there in India to waiting to be consolidated.
So who are you talking to?
So we are looking at various opportunities. We are not yet in any final stage.
Has Lafarge come to you?
Lafarge is also one of the targets that we are looking at. But I mean, these are all in the marketplace.
Okay.
So we are looking at those, and but nothing yet has been concluded. There's no finality yet on anything.
So how much are you looking to acquire in terms of cement capacity?
So we haven't put any number to that, but we are looking at doing about 30 million tons over some few months. Few years. Say, yeah.
So you want to go from 17 million, which will all be organic.
Right now 6 million.
So you're going to actually acquire an equal amount of capacity in cement.
Yeah.
Let me put this question to you directly then. We hear that Lafarge might be willing to look at selling all of its business in India because of its run-in with CCI. Are you talking to them for that deal?
No. So we are looking at Lafarge also, but there are many others.
But the entire Lafarge India business?
Yeah, entire Lafarge India.
Entire Lafarge India business.
That's about 11 million.
And who are the many others that you're talking to? Which regions of India are you looking at these acquisitions for?
In the eastern part of India, in the southern part of India, western part of India. So we are looking all across.
Are you looking at
We don't, as I said, we don't have yet any clear target.
Okay.
So Lafarge is one which is very interesting.
Yeah.
But still we don't know whether we will be able to close that.
Why is that?
No, I mean, I don't know. I mean, hope to, but I don't know.
But you're in conversation with Lafarge.
We are in discussion with Lafarge.
All right, so that was Sajjan Jindal, but more earnings coming.